Sorry, I realized as I was listening, I've been in front of cameras before, but I still, at 34 with 2 kids who are rambunctious and a daughter who's probably going to be rambunctious, I still get anxiety and kind of sweat. So it just goes to show you it affects all of us. It's not my first time in front of a camera. My lines are usually written for me. I had to write this, so if the script sucks, I'm sorry. First of all, it's an honor to be here. It really means a lot. Okay. I remember coming here on field trips in school. I feel uniquely blessed and grateful to be here in the Capitol for this occasion, especially. Thanks for involving us in your struggle and in your fight. Anyways, I understand one of the reasons I got here on the floor was because of my work in television and in movies, but today I stand not before you as a performer, not as an actor, not as somebody who wears makeup for a living, not as a Republican, not as a Democrat. I come to you as a native Texan, an original San Antonian, a current Austinite, a friend, a son, a father, and a husband, a human being who breathes oxygen just like the rest of us in this room. But most importantly, I stand before you today as somebody who has long fought against parts of his nature to feel accepted. As I sweat. As an adolescent, I dealt with bullying. I wasn't always 6'4" and on television. I'm certain we all dealt with bullying to some degree. For me, luckily, I was blessed with loving parents who are still together today, a great role model of an older brother who happens to be an orthopedic surgeon here in town. If anybody gets hurt, shameless plug, Jared Padalecki. And a younger sister who I wanted to be a proper role model for, though in hindsight, she probably taught me more than I taught her. I had friends. I excelled in school and in sports. I knew that my parents and extended family were proud of me, and I'd often witness them bragging about me. My blessings are and were innumerable. But with all those weapons at my disposal, with all the support I had, I was still gutted when school bullies set their sights on me. Mental and psychological bullying, and especially in today's world, cyberbullying, is not like a physical injury. Bruises go away, cuts and scrapes heal. Even the odd broken bone, if repaired properly, will work as well or better than it ever did. But that is not the case with psychological injuries. Psychological injuries compile. They stack up, and they'll never go away unless properly dealt with. I'm here today to implore you, and only you, to stop allowing mental injuries via cyberbullying to continue to flourish unabated. This is not a political issue. This is not a political issue. In our public school system, we treat physical violence with gravitas and punishment. We suspend children, and when the problems don't subsist, we may even expel them. But if the same child who gets suspended for punching somebody decides instead to bombard the same person with endless messages of, "You're worthless, you should hurry up and kill yourself," or "This school and this world would be better off without you," we simply kowtow to the rules. We stand idly by and comfort ourselves with the excuse that our hands were tied. There was no school grounds. It's beyond our control. What true cowardice. I've been fortunate enough to be able to train in mixed martial arts for jobs. I've certainly stood across the mat from some tough fellas, and I can tell you 10 times out of 10, I would rather be punched in the face than called a bad name. Let's see where I was. And when I was in school, bullied, at least there was a repose from the bullying when I got home. I was around my family, my neighborhood friends. I could just push down the shame and embarrassment that accompanies being mocked by your peers. But today, there is an echo chamber, far more powerful than the conservative or liberal media echo chamber. It affects our youth, our children. I don't need or want a show of hands, but I'd like to ask, has anybody here ever done anything as a teenager that they would take back in a second, if they could? Has anybody ever acted like a human being does when they're going through puberty and struggling to fit in? I have, and it haunts me. Here's another fact that occurred to me. The victims of bullying are not the only victims. We also must work to understand and be empathetic to those who perpetrate these actions, for they too are struggling with something that they don't have an outlet for. So let's work to making true contrition happen before it's too late. Before we lose a life, and another life, or lives, are destined to fight with this for the rest of their time on this earth. This is not political. Let us appeal to our greater angels and start to move towards a society where we accept each other even though we are different. No. where we accept each other, especially because we are different. Let us work towards offering the marginalized and the easy targets support. I know I have certainly made it through some tough spots with a kind word or gesture from a fellow person. Let us work to get those who try to fill their own void with animosity and vitriol and hatred the help that they need, so that they are not a party to something that can't be reversed. This is not a political issue.